This week, global and subnational leaders converge in New York for the UN Summit of the Future and Climate Week, New York City, where cities are finally being heard in the climate conversation. Joining me is Katrin Stjernfeldt-Jammeh, Mayor of Malmö and ICLEI President. Katrin, what's your message?
We came here with a very clear message that the world is running out of time, and to be able to meet the goal, the Paris Agreement and all the SDGs, the world, UN and all nations have to include the cities in the decision making and have to make sure that local and regional projects are being funded in a different way than today. And another clear message is that it's necessary to be successful. It's necessary to make sure that we don't make the green transition in a way that even worsens the inequalities that already exist between the global south and the global north, and also within nations and also within cities. So that's a clear message. Let us in, let us do the job. And that's a fact that 70% of the global greenhouse gas emissions stem from urban cities. So the work has to be done at the local level.
Several cities have developed a diversified solution to deal with the climate crisis that cover issues in the field of mitigation, adaptation, technology, and finance. It's a need of more creative and with a radical approach. What can cities and local government do more to scale up solutions in a multi-diversified arena to fight climate change?
We have to work in many different ways. We are all working towards the same goals, but we are using different pathways to reach it. We are working during very different circumstances, but everywhere we have to make sure that we work together with our citizens and together with the business sector, together with our national governments. We have, for example, the city of Malmö, where I'm the mayor, we have made several, I think it's about 300 different climate contracts today with the business sector and the civil society organizations. You can't make the green transition without involving everyone in your area.
Contract, you said, that's something new? Or?
For us, it's not new. We have been working with high ambitions when it comes to green transition and green sustainable city planning for quite a while, like a couple of decades now. So we started out, when we first started to build new city district, we started out to have like a climate contract already from the beginning to make sure that we have the green infrastructure, waste management, energy, heating, cooling, mobility, and so on. But then it's not just about building new city districts, it's also about making the whole city sustainable. So today we are working with very, very different companies, businesses, to make sure that they take part in the green development as well. Whether you do it as a contract or not, but you have to shake hands, you have to involve the local business sector to make sure to make the change. And you also have to make sure that the citizens can afford and be part of the green transition.
But let's talk a little bit about the needs of investment and green finance. How can green finance methods and tools be used and increase investment capital in cities? Any experience from your own city, Malmö?
Well, again, I think it's one good way is to make those contracts, to make everyone sign up to work together with the municipality to reach the goals. But another way, in Malmö, we are benefiting from a strong economy. And a couple of years ago, we launched our first green bond as an example. But another tool that everyone could use is the procurement tool. If we're working in a strategical way with procurement, you can make suppliers be part of the green transition as well. So that's two different tools. And then ICLEI, for example, has developed the Transformative Action Program. It's a pipeline that facilitates and support more than 300 projects. So there are different ways, but I think it's still a challenge to make sure that the global funding reach the local level and the most important projects. And we see that especially the projects in the global south are struggling. Despite hosting 70% of the global population, less than 10% of global climate funds are reaching cities and regions in the global south. And if you look at biodiversity projects and different projects for climate adaptation, it's even less.
Thank you very much, Katrin, to be part of the Fireside Chats in the Transformers. I hope we will see outcomes from New York this week. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Fireside Chats, now in Transformers. Get connected to find out about controversial topics related to sustainability, climate change, and leadership. Welcome.